Hello everybody, Rebecca here. I hope you all are doing well today. Today is September 11th, 2025. The time is 1:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you've noticed on the screen, I have a picture that says we will never forget 9/11 2001. Well, back in that time, back in 2001, I remember exactly where I was. My ex-husband was in the military at the time, and I was at the first sergeant's house hanging out with the first sergeant's wife. And I was watching her TV while she was busy doing something, and I saw the first picture of a plane fly into one of the buildings. I remember I watched in absolute horror. I yelled out to her and I told her, I said, hey, a plane has just hit the World Trade Center. And she said, no, that couldn't be true. And she came into the room and we stood there and watched. And a second plane hit the building. And I remember I grabbed from my phone and I called my husband at the time and I told him, hey, a plane has just hit the World Trade Center and then a second one. I remember him saying something to the effect of, I've got to check this out, and he hung up. Well, it was only a few months later that my husband at the time shipped out along with his entire unit. That would start years of being deployed and not being home and navigating as a single mother. That war is ended. However, it will never end because it'll always be something that I remember, that I've seen with my own two eyes. It'll never end because of the fact that many people were involved. 3,000 people died. September 11th is a somber day of remembrance in the United States, marking the anniversary of the 2001 terrorist attacks. On that morning, 4 commercial airplanes were hijacked by al-Qaeda. 2 of the planes were flown into the twin towers of the World Trade Center in New York City, causing the iconic structures to collapse. Another plane struck the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. The 4th plane, United Airlines Flight 93, crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, after passengers and crew fought back against the hijackers. The attacks resulted in a tragic loss of nearly 3,000 lives, including those in the planes, the towers, and the Pentagon, as well as heroic first responders who rushed to the scene. The day fundamentally altered global and domestic policy, leading to the creation of the Department of Homeland Security and the start of the War on Terror. Today, September 11th, is observed as Patriot Day and a National Day of Service and Remembrance. Memorials stand at each of the crash sites, the 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York City, the Pentagon Memorial, and the Flight 93 National Memorial in Shanksville, serving as powerful tributes to the victims and reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. The day is often marked by moments of silence, memorial services, and acts of community service, as well as the call out of each name. You guys, today I want to ask everybody to take a moment wherever you are and have a moment of silence and remembrance. To remember back to what happened then. Before then, I think that I lived my life without the thought of things like that could happen. And after that, I lived my life with the thought of those kinds of things can happen. And my own sister was one of the search and rescue people up there in New York. So she's suffered some medical problems since then. However, I just want y'all to take the time to remember the people who lost their lives. And I wanted to make this video real quick to say we will never forget. Today of all days, please tell someone that you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. And make each day an adventure. Make it count. We are never promised tomorrow. We are only promised this minute that we are in. Much love to each one of you. I love you.